Good afternoon. I'm Parker Patch at the Ozarks First Digital Desk, and today we are celebrating. And the reason we're celebrating is because this past weekend, Color 10, Ozarks First, Fox 49, all won several awards at the Missouri Broadcasters Association 2025 awards ceremony. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you to pretty much every award that we won and kind of give you a little snippet of that work so you can see why it won the awards that it won. So we're going to start with Best Breaking News Coverage. Now, that is a whole group effort, and that was for a story that happened in 2024, so when some wildfires broke out across the Ozarks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little clip of that breaking news coverage to show you why we won first place of Best Breaking News.
Now, Parker, what do you see in there tonight?
Yeah, Mike, a lot of smoke. You can see, like you mentioned, Highway 63 Road. This fire started when a power line was knocked down from a dead tree that fell due to the wind conditions. That sparked this blaze that has damaged this entire area, including several hay bales.
So what's happening there tonight?
Yeah, Lauren, there's really not a whole lot going on anymore. Most of that fire has burned itself out. I am going to step out of the way just so you can see how smoky and hazy it is. And there are just a few embers back in these woods that are still burning.
The next award that Ozarks First took home was for Best Weathercast, featuring our meteorologist Matt Hefner for chances of a winter storm coming our way. We'll play you a little clip of that so you can see why Matt Hefner won Best Weathercast.
This isn't going to be a major snowfall event. The main concerns with this event are going to be with freezing rain that could be forming, but these are the snow totals. I think here in Springfield, somewhere between flurries to 1 inch. If you're south of Highway 60, I don't think you're seeing much but rain coming out of the system.
The next award that we took home was an award that I was honored to be a part of. It was Best Hard News Reporting, and it was a story that I did. We got second place for it, but it was a story about rental scams that have been impacting people on both sides of the scam, for people that were trying to rent a home and for the people that were inundated with multiple people showing up to their home. So I'm going to show you a little clip of that for our second place finish for Best Hard News Reporting.
Part of a slow-growing nationwide scam. This is what Serenity Barnett has been dealing with for several weeks.
We got on Marketplace. We live in Licking, Missouri. We're trying to move up here. We got on Marketplace, and the lady was trying to rent this place.
But these people have been living here for like 4 months now, and we had a second person just do that.
The next category that Ozarks First took home some awards in was actually a sweep. It was Best Investigative Reporting, and both stories were done by our very own Lauren Inman. And so we're going to show you both of the stories back to back for first and second place of Best Investigative Reporting.
People tried to stop the non-compliant sex offender before that bus attack happened.
Yeah, you guys, I also tracked down the teenage victim he kidnapped several years ago, who's grown up, moved away, and says based on how her case was handled, she's not shocked to hear Moore is in trouble once again.
Chief investigative reporter Lauren Varnes has been digging into the city's books.
Yeah, Bailey, financial reports I obtained show as much as $100,000 vanishing and then reappearing in city accounts. I called the mayor and city clerk for some answers, but when they didn't get back to me, I decided to take my questions directly to them.
The next award was for an entire newscast. The NBA gives out awards for best newscast based on the market size, and so we're going to show you a little clip of our second place finish for best newscast. That was from our producer, Madison Bryan. It was submitted on her behalf, so she took home some hardware for her work as well. So we'll show you a clip of the second place best newscast from January 29th of this year.
And now from Color 10, breaking news.
We are following breaking news out of our nation's capital tonight. This is a live look at Reagan National Airport outside of Washington, D.C., where officials say just before 9, an American Airlines regional jet collided with a military Black Hawk helicopter.
And last but not least, another award that Ozarks First took home first in. It is Best News Series. This was a series of stories done by our very own Carissa Codell about severe weather and the lack of access to tornado shelters in the event of a tornado warning. You may remember a story that she did back in Ozark when community center's tornado shelter did not open when it was supposed to, and so she went to Ozark, talked to those impacted, and then followed up that story when the city of Ozark made changes to ensure that that doesn't happen again. So I'm going to show you a couple clips of her series that won first place at the Missouri Broadcasters Association for Best News Series.
Yeah, Mike, Lauren, the city says they are working to get remote access to OC's storm shelter, and they do expect that sometime in the near future. But the woman I spoke to today says something needs to be done right now.
That is uncalled for, not having those doors, somebody there with a key to let us in.
And those were the awards that we took home this past weekend. We look forward to sharing the stories with you and more stories in the future. If you have story ideas, please let us know, and we hope to be back next year. Thank you so much.